So this is some subframe rust, and this is
Yikes.
bad. Look at that. Look at that.
Yee.
You about to die in this car. This is gonna be your
Yeah,
last car.
yeah, good luck.
Look at that. That's terrible.
Yeah, put a brick on the gas pedal and send it. Speaking of, you ever see
Yo,
those guys every 4th of July in Alaska? They have that little rail on the side of a cliff, and
yeah.
they lock the steering wheels, put a brick on the gas pedal, put them in drive, and then, like, launch them off this rail off a cliff.
Oh
And a
my
bit
god, I gotta
oh, yeah, and a
see
huge
that.
crowd yeah, comes around. Oh, you need to look that up. It's so cool, but
Oh my gosh.
anyways.
That's what they should do to the Dodge Hornet.
Right, that's all of them. And this thing's a
They
pile of
should do it.
garbage. Get it out of here.
Yo,
Launch it off that cliff in Canada or in, Alaska.
one time I was working at Pep Boys in Michigan. When I was working there on the weekends when I was in school,
Mhm,
and this guy came in. He had like a EGR check engine light. It was code for his EGR,
mhm,
and I put that car in the air. It was so rusty, and it was rust on like the frame on the side
mhm.
that the exhaust was getting into the vehicle through the rust.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
the exhaust was rusted out too. So,
Yeah,
when I got
that's
in the car, I was like, "Why does car smell so bad?" And then I noticed, I was like, "That's exhaust in the car building up."
yeah.
I told the guy, I was like, "I'm not fixing this check engine light." I was like, "Look, you gonna fix this car or you gonna be need a check engine light, you're gonna be dead."
Yeah, exactly, gonna pass out driving this thing.
Yeah, I was like, you need to fix the body on this car or take it to the junkyard." I was like, "I'm not fixing this check engine." So I didn't
Get it
want him
out.
to die. I was like, just fix that or stop driving it."
Right, exactly. This check engine light isn't your problem. It's everything
Yeah,
else. Yeah.
yeah, that was bad. I felt bad for him. It's like it's not that I was lazy, but I didn't want to take his money when
Right.
he could just get a new car. There's carbon monoxide
Mhm.
poisoning, and that's how people delete themselves. So
Mm,
you
yep.
don't want to look at this guy.
Yes.
That's a boss right there.
What an animal. I never thought to do it like that.
Yeah, so Dane, you got to do this on your car.
I know I've tried bench pressing them up there. That's a pain in the butt. That's the
Yeah,
way to do it, man.
he got that in there, man.
What
Look
a
at that.
beast. I
Oh
love
my
it.
god. That's from Blue Collar Shift.
I
And see
love it.
the other one was from Next Gen Car Care.
Mhm.
Look at that. Oh, one more and then we'll get out of here, Dane.
All right.
Now, Dane, you know what dog tracking is, right?
I do.
But that is when your frame is so messed up that your
Yeah, the
car
rear
looks
axle's
terrible.
twisted. Yep.
The car looks terrible as you're going down the road. So this you can't fix this with an alignment. Look at this. That's terrible.
That's real bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is awful.
That's it looks like a glitch in the video game.
Oh, that looks like yeah, that looks like the glitch in the matrix or something. This
Oh,
guy in the
man.
comments says, "Bro is driving in italics." Oh my god.
Oh,
This
man.
guy says, "So much torque, the chassis twisted coming off the line."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
quote
those
from
are
Fast
the,
and Furious.
yeah, those are the Tacomas that are known for having the chassis rust out really bad. So I'm sure,
Yo,
like, the leaf spring perch or something broke on it, so the axle's probably twisted underneath there.
yo, you know our friend Dom?
Yep. Oh,
He had
yeah.
a Tacoma.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was he was, helping me move a riding lawnmower,
Yep.
and he put it in the back of his truck, so I was driving behind him. His
Mhm.
truck looked just like that,
Yeah.
and I got to my house, I was like, "Dom, do you know your truck is dog tracking so bad?" He was like, "What?" You look under there, the frame was messed up, man.
Oh, yeah, dude, there's so many rust holes in those things and patched up all over the place. They're good trucks, people love them, but yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
the frames were not made of good metal back in those days.
Oh my gosh. So this guy says, "Still drives better than any Ford, Chevy, or Dodge." How dare you?
Yeah, some of these Toyota guys,
I'm
they just
gonna
don't get it.
I'm gonna delete you. This guy
Yeah.
says, "Got no blind spot." This guy says it's got a crab. This is crab
He's
walking.
crab walking, yeah.
Oh, well, this one owner never been wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, everything's under control. All right, so I just wanted y'all to see that, so you can see. This is if you're not like a mechanic, or even if you are and you're not familiar with that particular brand,
Mhm.
you have to get your car checked out by a mechanic before you buy it. It could have all that rust under it, like that one car, or it could be the frame could be cracked and be dog tracking, like do crab walking down the
Mhm.
highway.
Yep.
AJ says he just doing the H2 crab walk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's trying it out.
yeah, doing that crab walk.
Mhm.
All
But,
right.
yep, that's why you take MJ with you when you go to look at a car. He'll find all this stuff for you.
Yeah, or you could take Dane too.
Yeah, take me. I'm always for hire.
I think what it is sometimes is that like if you're a car guy, you feel like, I can handle this.
Mhm.
You know about the car, but unless you are a mechanic and you've worked on a lot of cars underneath of them, you should know that in order to inspect a car, you have to look underneath of it.
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing it from the outside, you're not going to see everything. You're not going to see all the rust. You're not going to see all the leaks. I could tell you one time, this mechanic I was working with at Honda, he said he was working at one of those used car places when he first started.
Mhm.
He said there was a bubble. He was doing a used car inspection before they could sell the car.
Yep.
And he seen there was a big bubble on the tire, like a bubble like popping out like this big.
Yep, sidewall. Yeah, yeah.
And he just said, "Okay, I did the inspection. It needs 2 new tires. It's got a huge bubble in it." You know what the guy told him? Take
What?
the tire off the rim and put it
Flip it.
on the other side so the bubble
Oh,
is facing inward so that somebody won't see it.
that's ridiculous.
Scumbags. So that's how he left there and then he came to work at Honda.
Big
But
time. So you see seeing red flags like that. I bought tons of cars, but you start seeing red flags like that. You haven't found everything at the dealership or the person's house or whatever you're buying. You start seeing like a couple things add up. Like, man, this don't look right. When you get that car home, if you buy it, you're gonna find more. It's not like, oh, there's just this one thing or two things. That's just what they hid from you or couldn't hide from you.
yeah.
So it's good to really go over things with a fine tooth comb and really get to understand. That's why I like buying from a person versus a dealer most of the time
Yeah.
because you kind of get a feel for how they cared for the vehicle, or you can at least see like what do they drive now? What does their house look like? What does their garage look like? Is it a pile of junk? Is their garage full of crap, or is it super nice and organized? I mean, do you want to buy a car from the guy that has a super nice organized garage? Looks like he takes care of his stuff, or
Yeah.
the guy that's a total lives in a rat's nest?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So when we say that we want to inspect the cars before you buy them, you're
Hmm.
not looking for the car to be perfect. You know, but you want to find problems that are easy or inexpensive to fix because if you look for perfection, you're never going to find it with a used
Yeah.
car.
For
It's
sure.
never
You
going to happen.
you ever see stuff for sale or you go to like look at something and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, that little leak, that's nothing. That's like a, $10 part, it's a 20-minute fix." Well, if it's 20 minutes
Yeah.
and 10 bucks,
Yeah.
what the
Why
hell
don't
have
you
you
do
done
it?
already?
Yeah. If it's
Because
that easy, do it. You do it.
it's right, yeah. If they say, "Oh, it's just an easy whatever," no, it's not, or you would have fixed it. It's always something more. It's always way worse than probably what you think it is. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it's good to like with my series, what is the best year?
Hmm.
To narrow it down to the best year and get the model that you want, get the transmission
Hmm.
and engine that's the best one for that vehicle. But even with all that, there could be problems with incorrect former repairs.
Oh yeah.
Everybody that fix a car, they don't always fix it right. So people do stupid stuff like sometimes they use JB Weld or
Yeah.
they put a bunch of goo in the engine or the transmission so it could seem like it's good. Like, so if you get a carb like, oh yeah, well, oil pan's leaking, outer tie rod, it may need some brakes, a couple of tires are bad. Like, just get it and start working on that. But if you start seeing a bunch of rust
Yeah.
or the crab walk, oh no, no, forget it. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't this crab walk. You know how much it's going to cost to fix that?
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot. Well,
More
if you do
than
it
probably the
yourself, maybe
car is
not that
even
much,
worse.
but yeah, if you take it to a shop, it's gonna cost you a lot.
Oh, you start welding on that frame, and it's rust everywhere, and now you gotta weld in between. No, it's a pain. No, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, if you're gonna take it
Get
somewhere and have
somebody to look at
someone
it
do it,
first.
it's gonna be a lot. Yeah, but
You
that
gotta.
you bring up a good point with like someone says they've done a bunch of repairs. Validate that. Don't just
Yeah.
be like, oh, it's got new brakes and whatever. Cool. No, make sure it does. Make sure it was done right because you don't want to like get down and be like, oh, he put this pad on upside down. It's wearing all funky or
Yeah.
didn't clip it in right. I've seen stuff like that too before. Like, man, it makes a weird noise. Take it off and the pad's like half on the caliper on the backside or something stupid.
I seen some jabroni. They
Hmm.
had the wrong size battery in the Toyota Yaris.
Hmm.
So instead of putting the right size battery, the battery was too short. They put a block of wood in
Oh
between the
yeah,
battery and the battery hold down. I'll
you
hold it
do
down with a block of wood. Give me a break.
do what you gotta do, I guess. Yeah, block of
Oh
wood and a
my,
ratchet strap. Done.
oh my God. But let me say this one thing before we go.
Hmm.
I want females out there to not be intimidated and think, oh, if I try to go to buy a used car, if I go by myself, they're going to lie to me and take advantage of me. Don't think that. They're going to lie and try to take advantage of everyone.
Not because you're a woman, just because
Men,
you're a human.
women, in between, anything that's in between,
Yep.
adults, children, old people, kitties, puppies, and goldfish. They're going to lie to everybody that comes through that place if a lie needs to be told. They tried to lie to me, Dane.
Yep.
They try a lot, and I'm a guy. I'm a freaking ex master mechanic, ex engineer, and they come in here. Let me tell you what this fool tried to tell to me. Right,
Hmm.
second generation Honda, was a Honda Pilot.
Hmm.
Now I've been doing nerd research on that, and it scares me from this vehicle. I'm going to make a video on it, but
Hmm.
I do not like the second generation Honda Pilot. So many problems with their freaking displacement on demand type thing.
Hmm.
But so one of the problems is the engine it starts rocking too much, and then it
Hmm.
wears out the mounts.
Yep.
And they had a huge recall because the engine moves around so much. It's doing the freaking Harlem Shake.
Hmm.
It's shaking too much.
Hmm.
So they wore the thing rocks so much, the piston rings will move so much that they start all the gaps line up. So
Hmm.
now you got air fuel
Yeah.
just going straight down into the oil.
Hmm.
So it racks so much. I found out sometimes the air intake it'll rock so much it'll wear a hole in it.
No
And I
kidding.
went it'll wear a little tear into it. And then
Hmm.
I told the guy, I was like, so you see that intake it's got this intake is leaking this hole there. He's
Hmm.
like, oh, don't worry about that. It's before the sensor, so it won't turn on the check engine light.
Yeah, but it's after the air cleaner.
That's what I told him. I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're missing the air filter. Now you're gonna get a whole bunch of dirty air going in the engine all the time."
Yeah. For who
But he
knows how
didn't say
long.
nothing. So
Yeah.
he'll lie right to your face,
Well,
females. He'll lie right to my face. I'm a guy. They don't care.
yeah. And to give them or make them not sound so bad, most of the time, those salesmen at these dealerships, they just don't know.
Yeah, they might
They're
even
just
not. They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
no, they don't know. They don't have a clue. They're just passing it off. They know no history. They don't know who owned it. They don't know really how cars work and function. They know
Nope.
enough to get you into it and drive it, and then hopefully take your money. And they're just gonna,
Joe,
yeah, 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 we can take care of that. Yeah, it's no big deal. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's how they
it's
just
just
write
a
everything
sensor.
off. Everything just gets written off. I drove a car one time. This is a long time ago, but I remember the Pontiacs that had the supercharger on them from the factory, like
The
it was like
3800 with the supercharger.
yeah, 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 it wasn't the Grand. It was like the Bonneville SSEI, I think is what it
Bonneville,
was.
yeah, they
Anyways,
had a
test drove
couple of
one of
them with
those.
it.
I was interested in it. Ran decent. And then I opened the hood, started changing the fluids in the reservoir for the coolant. It was all Dex Cool, and that's when the late '90s, early 2000s, where all the Dex Cool was eating the head gaskets away because
Yeah,
people weren't changing it enough. If you go too long, it becomes acidic.
yeah, they thought it was a
So
lifetime.
that was bad naming, right? But anyways, I open up the reservoir to see if it's been changed to kind of get a look at it, and it is like solid gel. It was so
Ah,
old. I was like, this thing's getting ready to blow head gaskets any minute. I was like, dude,
oh my gosh.
he's like, I want nothing to do with that car after like checking the fluids and seeing this. Oh, I'll have someone flush that. No, the damage is done. It
No,
doesn't make it
no.
better. I walked away. Yeah, I was like, no freaking way am I getting in that car again.
Oh gosh. Yeah, there's no such thing as a
Yeah.
lifetime fluid because you'd have to validate your claim when you say that. So in order to validate, there'd still have to be an engine out there running on the dyno, like even to this day. Lifetime is as long as the car is moving. The
Yep.
car is still alive, it's still working. So
Yep.
they should never call no OEM should ever call anything a lifetime fluid. At the most, just like, look, it's 100,000 mile fluid. Change it in 100,000 mile. That's it.
Yep.
There ain't no lifetime.